Hello, hello, hello. My normal intro, and welcome to The Meta. I am your host, Chris Buckner, and to my left is my esteemed partner, Mr. Charles Powers. Charles?
Thank you, Chris. Super hot fire bar is there, by the way. I'm kind of curious to see how many different adjectives you're going to use to describe me as the show goes on.
A lot.
You know, as we hit like the 50th episode or something, I fully expect to be in the God tier of SAT words.
Yep.
Things like illustrious or stupendous or here's one I never forgot, munificent. You know what that means?
I don't. I wasn't very good at the reading thing.
It means generous.
Oh, okay. We're glad to have you guys joining us today, and we've got another great episode where we'll get you caught up on all the esports news you need to know, including the government's involvement with loot boxes, E-League, Rocket League highlights, Hearthstone updates, and more Overwatch League news in the offseason.
Man, okay, so season 2 of OWL is actually shaping up to be a really good one. After watching season 1, I got a little carried away and bought the game on PC. I gotta shout out my buddy Keith, aka Rocky Cole Tum Tum, who's been carrying a brother during this time of transition. Tum Tum, you're the real MVP, man.
Transition, you say?
Yeah, I prefer not to talk about it. Please respect my decision.
Ugh, fair enough. Also, we're thrilled to be joined by Jason Baker, aka The One, the only alchemist, later on the show.
That's going to be exciting. And with the release of Smash Ultimate, we talked to a couple of pro players at one of the last Smash 4 tournaments a few weeks ago. We went pretty deep into our archives for that one. Hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, all right. And welcome to The Meta. The FTC won't let me be or let me be me, so let me see. Has finally decided to investigate loot boxes in video games. The problem with loot boxes is many people associate them with gambling. But hey, that's just taking it a bit too far. I mean, you pay money for a random chance to win a prize, and there are a lot of fancy lights and sounds that go along with them, but seriously, does that sound even remotely close to gambling?
You basically literally just said the Merriam-Webster definition of gambling, man.
Is it literally or basically?
Both. You basically literally did.
Okay, cool. But with loot boxes, you always get something like that sweet emote that you actually didn't know you really needed.
That's still gambling. Like, just because you always get something doesn't mean it's not gambling. I can go play blackjack and yeah, sure, I'll lose all my money, but I'll get a piling heap of debt and embarrassment.
That is true. Now, not all loot boxes are created equally. In games like Overwatch, you get loot boxes for just playing the game, and the loot has no real effect on the in-game play. But in games like FIFA 19, the team packs contain players with different stats, so that actually could affect the play of the game. FIFA 19 is not the only EA title that has brought up the effects of pay to win. Last year's Star Wars Battlefront 2, as we all know, when it was released, it did not go well.
That's an understatement. Battlefront 2 is one of the main reasons worldwide governments took an interest in loot crate mechanics in the first place. On release, some players bought the $80 version and still had to grind out around 40 hours of play to unlock Darth Vader. Or they could open hero boxes that you could only obtain for crystals, and the only way you could get those crystals was by paying for them. Talk about a walk on the dark side.
Please, let's not do Star Wars puns.
All right, I won't force another one in. EA did eventually drop the price of the characters by 75%, but it was a little late. Now, to solve the problem before they have one, developers are starting to move towards season passes. You still pay money for skins and emotes, but you know what you're getting, and the loot is based on achievement. So at least, unlike Anakin, it won't cost you an arm and a leg.
God, I hate you. CSGO saw some action this last weekend with DreamHack Winter and Supernova Malta. DreamHack Winter saw insta-defeat South African team Bravado 2-0. Many were surprised that Bravado was able to make it to the finals since they were in a group with Optic, G2, and INTZ. Although they lost in the finals, the team was proud to represent South Africa and show the growth of esports in their country. INTZ player Sergey won MVP. When his teammate was asked about his performance, he had this to say.
So Alu, I've got to ask you this, and I want to kind of tell you right away, the MVP for this tournament by Astro Gaming is Sergey, and I have to get some words for you about this young player. He is a monster.
Yeah.
All right. I think maybe those sweaters were just a bit too loud for him, don't you think?
No, I don't. I actually like them.
You would, because you like really, really terrible clothing.
Why you gotta do me like that?
Because you have terrible taste.
stuff I gotta put up with.
Yep.
Supernova Malta saw two North American teams in the finals. Team Liquid defeated NRG 2-0 to take home the $80,000 first place prize. The MVP was NAF, but the star of the finals was the Chicken.
Getting some sexy chicken action from behind. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
No.
Wait, it's going to die to the bomb.
No.
Not again. No.
No. He runs towards it, man. He just wants to die. He's
Whoa.
done with this world.
Did everyone die to the bomb?
Every
What?
single person died to the bomb.
What just happened? It's
were-
not only chickens, it's people as well.
Hearthstone is looking to update their tournament system for 2019. In the spring, the Hearthstone Championship Tour will come to a close with their World Championship with a $1 million prize pool. After the championship, a new 3-tiered competitive system will be launched. The first tier will be hundreds of primarily online qualifier tournaments. There will be no region lock, promoting players from anywhere to play whenever the tournaments line up with their schedule. If it works out, I may even play in a tournament and while we tape the show. The second tier will be 3 invite-only tournaments that will take place all over the world, so if I win the qualifier, we may do a show from a random location. What do you think the odds are, considering that I've actually never played Hearthstone?
So first time live, televised on the meta, not very good.
Well, good. Then I definitely don't need to worry about the third tier then, which is a top-tier seasonal round-robin tournament. Each week, you will get to see the big names in the game go head-to-head with a point system that is much easier to understand.
Last week, we had a streak of bad news for BRs, and I'm pleased to say the streak continues. If it didn't, we'd actually kind of have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
With PUBG set to start their new Pro League in about a month, 3 North American teams dropped their rosters. Optic, FlyQuest, and Lazarus, formerly Set to Destroy, all made announcements within a week of each other. FlyQuest made official statements saying that it's an exciting time for PUBG, but they feel they need to take a step back. Optic, they took a slightly different approach with these quotes from Reddit. With the recent news of the National PUBG League kicking off in the coming months, it has required us to really focus in on the title and where we see it moving in the future, causing us to question our belief not only in the game as a competitive esport, but also the formatting and structure of the league itself.
Yikes.
Here's my favorite. The league that was presented to us, and I know this goes for a lot of teams and players across the globe, was not exactly what we expected, and as such, it was a blow to the confidence that we had for the game. Double yikes.
That's really bad.
terrible. We are hopeful for the PUBG scene, but from what we have seen so far, we have to be a little concerned.
I think little concern might be putting it a little lightly.
We'll be right back.
Welcome on back. We continue on with E-League Rocket League. One of my favorite teams, WeDim Girls, none of which are actually girls, took home the prize. It's not the reason that they're my favorite team is that they're not girls. It's just the name. I like the name.
I'm glad you clarified.
Okay. They beat Cloud9 in the finals 4-1. WeDim Girls was signed to Envy earlier this year, who may have liked to share in that $72,000 first place prize. Although Flipside Tactics didn't make the finals, there was a lot of buzz around their new jersey worn by Cuxer97. As his new jersey says, despite being a pro player for over 3 years, he left his jersey at home. I do have to give him some mad props, though, for Sharpie skills, even adding in the sponsors, which was actually a pretty nice little touch. Fellow Flipside Tactics member Yukio said he has to pack two things, his jersey and his controller. Out of the two, in my opinion, he remembered the more important one.
You know, seeing the work he did with his jersey, it makes me kind of curious. Like, what if he left his controller at home? What would that look like?
I don't know. I don't think you can draw a controller.
I mean, you could probably just buy a new one.
Well, I guess
right?
you could technically draw a controller. You can't pull, just,
3D printer?
Sure.
Epic Games has announced that in 2019, they will open the Epic Games Store. The store is already taking aim at the biggest player in the market, Steam, by undercutting their newest revenue share models by a significant amount. Epic is also including the Unreal Engine 4 royalty fee of 5% in their cut of the revenue share to encourage indie developers to use both the Epic platform and store. The game store will not be limited to the Unreal Engine, though. The store will launch with a few select games, but open up to more games throughout 2019. Epic Games is in a perfect position for this to work since everyone already has their launcher for Fortnite, and a lot of games are built using the Unreal Engine. But my question, really the question to ask here is, what are they possibly going to do with all of this income?
Sponsor the meta.
Hey!
Yeah, that was good. Finishing up our news segment, we have 2 stories coming out of Overwatch League. As we discussed a few weeks ago, the expansion teams were finalizing their names, and all the serious potential names that we gave were correct, which makes us wonder at that point, what the hell took them so long? Washington is the Justice, and after the first leak, they also leaked it themselves on their own website, and then finally made the announcement at 3 a.m. Monday on their Twitter. I know people joke about Washington being broken, but what the hell is going on over there? Vancouver also made their announcement going with the Titans, even though I think we're all in agreement here that the Ryan Reynolds would have been better. Their mascot, of course, is a Sasquatch and went with similar color to Vancouver Canucks, who are owned by the same group of blue, green, and white as an accent color.
So the Vancouver Titans does sound pretty cool, but the Ryan Reynolds Ryan Reynolds would
be better. This is actually true. I once, 7 years ago in a bar, had a girl say that I looked like Ryan Reynolds.
No way.
How drunk was she?
Very.
The other news out of Isle is they have signed an exclusive contract with Fnatic for the league and all 20 teams merchandising. This is Fnatic's first foray into esports, but they've been working with the MLB, NFL, and many other leagues, so they should know how crazy fans can be about their merch. This announcement came after major discounts on all current merchandise and makes sense as to where one of our producers has been getting all of his Christmas list ideas from. Sap, we got you. The Fnatic website will be the first place you can buy approved merchandise for all the expansion teams. Overwatch Season 2 starts February 14th, Valentine's Day, but I am sure we'll have a lot more news on the league before then.
I got some news about February 14th. I still won't have a date.
Exclusive! Now we turn to Smash Bros.
No thank you, Charles.
The game. I mean, we have a lot of good chemistry, you know,
really
but
do.
not like that,
Yep.
not like that. Before the release of Ultimate, we were able to sit down with a couple of pro players and hear from one of our local community members about his feelings on the state of Smash. Take a look.
Super Smash Bros. Is a game unlike any other in the esports arena. While it isn't the biggest game by any means, it might have one of the most rabid and passionate fan bases in all of esports. Smash United, one of the largest Smash organizers in Texas and the largest in the city of Houston, started in 2015 and has been growing into the local Smash juggernaut it currently is right now. They host events throughout the year and just had one of their biggest with Super Smash Fight Club 5, where even players from outside the state came to compete against some of the best in the state of Texas. With competition continuing to rise and the game community constantly growing, Smash United is in the perfect spot to continue to see even more growth. JV and Remo Mitchell has been growing Smash United from the ground up with his friends and couldn't be happier to see the level it's risen to.
I want to give a big thanks to Mainline. Woo! Mainline. None of this would be possible. You know, these monthlies, pop bonuses, all these players and talent that came out. These, you know, they're my coworkers now. I've gotten used to them to know them. They're not smashers. They're not fighting game players. But they came out to that SSC 137 and fell in love with the community, just like I did 4 years ago. And they're really putting a lot of faith behind this, and so I really appreciate them. Like, you know, we're like SoCal that has like 10 PGR on their PR. You know, we don't really get to see a lot of guys, but so it's amazing to see this kind of talent every month. So we're looking forward to Ultimate to continue that. So this is it. This is
With the release of the newest installment in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the community has been not so patiently waiting for a more balanced and well-rounded Smash experience. Communities like Smash United have been waiting for this moment because this means that many who have left the game of Smash behind might just even find their way back to the community to try their hand against their friends one more time. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the incredible machine that is the Nintendo Switch could be the catalyst to take the Smash community as a whole to even greater heights than it's seen before.
We have this amazing foundation now over the last 4 years that we built up with these streams and these events, and now Daddy Sakurai has given us this amazing game. I'm so excited. It's gonna be Ultimate. Because it's going to be great on this amazing console, and all the old Raw guys are going to come back. Everyone who's Quake is going to come back. So many new players. My wolf is gonna be so fucking good. Y'all are actually done. They made him high tier. You're done.
I'm looking forward to just like people being out there again, like a lot of people like being at the same place, having fun, because every Smasher we all love Smash. We don't actually hate Smash. Most people that say they hate Smash 4 don't even actually hate Smash 4. It's just stuff that goes on in the game. But yeah, I'm really hoping that Ultimate can bring a type of world peace kind of thing in terms of like the community. So everybody can just be happy again, we can all play Smash again, we can all go to tournaments again, stuff like that.
Welcome on back. Here at The Meta, we always want to show you the best of the best in esports. So we have our top 10 plays in November.
Top 10. Here we go.
That's the way I lose control.
Hey! Yeah. I don't know, man. These players are lucky that it's only November because I was killing it in Overwatch last night.
You absolutely weren't, because you're actually really, really terrible at that game. But I'm sure maybe next time you'll make it to the top 10. For now, we'll just have to show you these.
Turn to the arena. Ivatar brings him back to life, and his fighter's far from done. Macapa's in deep trouble. Kuchway wants him. He wants him bad. And he might get away with it too. It's so filthy. He gets a second. Over the top of Flatter, and there'll probably be 3 here. Fury's not going to be allowed to escape. Stunning Winston play here from China, and they are looking much better. A chance perhaps on the map.
Right now, Team USA, they don't have to go to that. What they're doing right now is working, which is a huge advantage.
Instantly, the Lucio's removed from the United Kingdom. They've lost their main support of Hydration once again. Drops in the side door. This time gets an extra kill with a barrage and removes Smex from his mech. And there's nothing that Boombot can do there.
Both teams toying at each other at midfield. They're not chasing it down. They're not getting too aggressive. They're keeping at least 1, maybe even 2 players back. One double commit there. Chance for Cloud9. If Gimmick can get a strong shot. Going for the double tap.
Can he hit it? Bounces it by the defense. Gimmick with the highlight reel shot.
It was on the other stream just a moment ago, and apparently it was brilliant. So I'm told. As Xyp9x tries to work back inside of the lobby, 25 HP only to work with. As the bomb will reach its logical conclusion. Is he going to go for this? Are they still down there? Oh my god. Oh my god. No. Oh my Xyp9x. Clutch Minister's got a new sermon. Unbelievable. Unbelievable from Xyp9x.
Nice speed variation. Oh, guess they crouch him.
Oh, the command grab again. He's free to that. Oh, he's got to be dead. He's going to have some crazy combo. Where's the explosion? There it is. Air to air. Oh, the cross-up takes! You have not seen that! The cross-up in the corner! You're not seeing that! You're not blocking that!
That's where that mobility and that closing potential is so important on this map. Kuchway hasn't received that healing that he's been looking for quite yet. And Flatter might chase this as an opportunity to go in. Leave! Where did he even go? He just disappeared, deleted from the game. Kuchway as well. Fell with the Dragon Blade. Now Crystal had to hold that arrow. Flatter was going to send it right back. And now they can sit on the high ground. In the meantime, of course, the payload is just moving forward. Now, China, they're being staggered out. This is essentially a stagger. Crystal trying to win the battle out, but even the rapid-fire Hanzo can't get the job done. Somebody stop this man! Flatter is out of control!
Just to make it a sure thing, as Baron will be started up by Fnatic, seeing IG in the bottom part of the map. We'll see if IG can respond to this. Hylissang's going to be caught out, and the damage is more than enough. Rookie grabs the freebie onto him. Brox and Fnatic need to take down the Baron. It is going to be ultimately secured by Broxah as Rookie goes into the pit to pick up 1. Won't be able to find the second. Shut down over to Fnatic. Cap mowed down by the Shy and Ning. As now Broxah's in some trouble. Over the wall goes the Alistar. And Fnatic will be aced as Jackie's in the base. And they're looking to end it right here.
Carpe will go Hanzo here. You get some extra damage. The Dragon Strike to split some players off of the card.
Can pressure the Reinhardt down a lot. Fate can't really just drop down on his ledger. He needs to stay here. Kuchway's taking quite a lot of damage, and Flatter goes in over the top in South Korea. They're getting aggressive. Kuchway's been taken down. China is also missing leave down to the southwest track. And this Crystal. There's nobody left for China. It's South Korea. Wave after wave of China has broken upon them, and it's barely left a dent. Now, 2 seconds left. Kuchway needs to get there, but he's moved on a high ground.
In the smokes in those B halls and kind of do that awkwardly timed execute.
Well, coming through the smoke now, I mean, well, maybe if Neff goes far enough away. Grenade does go past a little bit. Taco now with the pistol. There's a great follow-up. Oh my my God, 4 kills. That is just a USP, Jason, and he just makes it work anyway. Can we get a really early ace here in the grand final? That would be great, and Taco's going to be in charge of it. What a message to send to Astralis.
I guess he needs to come back somehow.
Plus City right now. Boom loops. That's reversal. Even problem in there. Trying to bring his back. Ton of great health done. Daigo looking to make a massive comeback. He's got the meter, but he doesn't have a V-trigger. V-reversals again.
Keeps him there in the corner. Problem X able to take all of this.
To activate. Knockdown. Bro, Daigo's making his comeback. Match point problem. But what a play here from Daigo. Not letting it go. Jumps in. Pressure. Plus again. Another jump
Problem
in.
X not ready for the jump in. He's blocking all of this.
Oh my days.
Oh,
Daigo playing out of his mind. What the
Daigo
comeback.
Armo in the most crazy comeback.
Amazing play from Daigo.
He's still got one more Psycho Crusher to go.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's still
my
alive.
God.
Problem X with 1 bar left.
What's gonna
Uses
happen
it
here?
to get in, stays in front. Daigo with a jump back in the corner. No overhead, so he can just take it.
Oh God, Fear Wrestle, no. That mean King City.
What a roll!
Welcome back to the show. I'm joined now by Jason Baker, better known as Alchemist. His experiences run the gamut from CSGO to MLG to E-League, Blizzard. He's produced and directed some of the world's biggest esports events. Jason, welcome to the Meta.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So I want to jump right in here. You've had some awesome experiences as an observer and leading observer teams in CSGO and Overwatch League. Can you tell us a little bit about your time being really one of the innovators, we believe, of what spectating is today?
When we started doing it live, I worked for a company called GotFrag. Me and Sir Scoot started the GotFrag TV section. We took away the observing from the casters because the casters would sit on a dead guy. They would not really follow along, and we made them watch what we were giving them. I had multiple cameras, and in the old days, you couldn't switch to the exact player that you wanted. So we had multiple observers that would pick feeds, and I would select where they were going, and we would try to build a storyline of the T's are rushing down mid, show the whole team going, go to the point of view of the T's coming into the corner, switch over to the CT, watch him mow them down. That's kind of like the progress of what we tried to do. So that was kind of the evolution of it. And in the early days, I think we started broadcasting around 2006 for live.
So what was it like getting the call from Turner and E-League? Were you thinking, man, I've kind of hit the big time?
I was when I first got the message, I thought it was a prank. I was like, really? They want me? But I started asking around, and they had asked all these different organizations, and every single one of them pointed them to me. So I was like, okay, well, I did work with all those guys before, so I can see that. So it was an honor to get the call and to get the job. And when I got there, I pretty much had 2 weeks to get everything going before we were even live.
That's incredible. I want to ask you a little bit about that for people who may be looking at getting into the industry or even having a slight interest in observing or production. What is something you would tell them? Like what is one little nugget you give someone?
Production only cares about hard work. Own up to your mistakes and work hard, and you're going to get someplace. Treat everybody fairly, and they will remember you. In production, the person that is your PA at one show is the executive producer the next, because esports is small. You don't know. You really have no idea who you're dealing with and their advancement path. So they may be volunteering for some show, and then now they're running a show for another company. So walking in like you're a big shot will not get you very far. You have to go in there, show up on time, and work hard.
Hard work really does, make up for a lot of different things. So thank you so much for sharing that. Last question before I let you go. So we recently saw in CSGO that chickens are immune to the bombs when spectators decide to follow a chicken around the map. How important do you find chickens to be in CSGO spectating?
This is really a question. We would you got to be very wise how you use the chicken, because you can get the whole crowd chanting chicken, but if you do it too much, it's too much of a good thing. You got to just kind of work it in there, and it just gets the crowd amped up.
Jason, thank you so much. Really appreciate your insights and your thoughts. Hope to have you on the show again sometime soon.
Thanks for having me.
Let's go back to Buck at the desk.
Welcome back. Hey, look at that. Another show is in the books, which is always exciting because we never know if we're going to make it past another week. Hey, listen, Charles, since you're the king of the Grams, why don't you tell everybody at home where they can find us?
Grams, you're going to keep that going, huh?
Every single week.
All right, well, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Meta HQ.
That's right. And you can find us same time, same place here every single week. Thank you so much for joining us. This is The Meta. My esteemed partner, we can hear you back there.
What? Oh, I just stopped reading. I just stopped learning how to read.
Will be launched. That's not even close. Let's go. That's not even. My phone's ringing. My phone's ringing. 3, 2, 1. And I definitely know not. It was a deep English. Took home the prize. They beat Cloud9 and you were trying to get ready to make a joke, and then you decided you bailed on it. He turned his whole body.
I did.
And then he went back. Just took home the prize. Go back up. I don't know. I just didn't know when it was going to stop. Finishing up our news segment. Why would I ever say it like that? Finishing up our news segment. I did it again. At what point did it take them so long to do the announcements? Finishing up. That one wasn't going to go well. No, because I won't have a date. Here's the exclusive. No, thank you, Charles.
I was killing it in Overwatch last night.
No, you weren't.
You weren't
because
there. I was.
Damn it. That could have actually worked.